Thakur Virendra Pratap was strolling in a worried state inside his mansion when his wife Rukmani came and asked him, "What is the matter? Why are these lines of worry visible on your face?" "Rukmani, you know that for years, a witch named Majolica has been living in our mansion. She had made life hell for our ancestors. Today is the night of Amavasya. It is about to be 6 in the evening. I am waiting for Sadhu Maharaj who has not yet come. I understand that every year on the night of Amavasya, sanctified water is sprinkled in our mansion. The sprinkling of sanctified water has prevented the witch Majolica from coming out of her room." Thakur Virendra Pratap had just said this when a sadhu arrived there. "Forgive me, Thakur. I am late in coming." As soon as the sadhu said this, a woman's growling voice was heard. "Sadhu Maharaj, quickly sprinkle sanctified water in our mansion and start from outside Majolica's room. Scary sounds have started coming." As soon as Thakur Virendra Pratap said this, the sadhu immediately reached outside a very big room of the mansion. As soon as he sprinkled the consecrated water, suddenly the water caught fire. Seeing this, fear started to appear in the eyes of the sadhu. The sadhu, scared, tells Virendra Pratap that this is a disaster. "Thakur, consecrated water catching fire is a very bad sign." "What are you saying, Sadhu Maharaj? Consecrated water is being sprinkled inside this mansion for years. Nothing like this happened till then." Then the sadhu's eyes fell on the picture of a 10-year-old child on the wall. "Thakur, whose picture is this?" "This is the picture of my only 10-year-old son Aryan." Hearing this, the sadhu was shocked. "Thakur, I have seen your grandfather. When your grandfather came to know that Majolica is doing black magic to please the devil and is sacrificing innocent people, he burnt Majolica alive. But Majolica was not dead even after dying and turned into a witch. By becoming a witch, she made life hell for the people of the mansion. Then your grandfather, with the help of a sadhu, imprisoned Majolica in a room of a mansion." "All that is right, Sadhu Maharaj. But what do you want to say? Your 10-year-old son Habu looks like your father-in-law. The Kurai Majolica hated your father-in-law. Majolica thinks that your grandfather has taken rebirth and has come to this world as your son. That is why this sanctified water is on fire." As soon as the sadhu said this, strong winds started blowing and the door of Majolica's room opened, after which a terrifying-looking woman came out of the room and started staring at them. "This is Majolica. My enemy Thakur Hukam Singh has come back to this world as your child. Whenever he comes back to this world, I will come back to kill him." Then the sadhu screams and says to Thakur Virendra Pratap and Rukmani, "Thakur, take your wife and your son and leave this mansion. I will try to lock this Majolica in the room again." Hearing this, Thakur Virendra Pratap left the mansion with his wife Rukmani and his son. Outside the mansion, Rukmani, trembling, tells Thakur Virendra Pratap, "This means that our son's life is in danger. Don't worry, Rukmani, we will send our son to America to study, and we will never let him come to India." Thakur Virendra Pratap immediately went to his other bungalow with Rukmani and the very next day sent Aryan to America to study. "What happened 15 years after this incident? Rukmani, why are you sad?" "I am missing my son Aryan a lot. A few months ago, we both had gone to meet him in America when his maid Radha came there. Radha says to Rukmani, 'Don't worry, mistress. I am sure that one day Majolica will definitely die.' Just then, the doorbell rings. As soon as Thakur Virendra Pratap opens the door, he is shocked to see the scene in front. "Aryan, you are here, and you did not even inform about your arrival, and who is this girl with you?" "Father, this is Disha. Your daughter-in-law, you got married and didn't even tell us." "Father, everything happened in such a hurry that we didn't get a chance to tell you." Saying this, Aryan came inside the bungalow with his wife Disha. The next day, Aryan told his mother Rukmani that Mother Disha is very fond of seeing old mansions. "I want to live in our ancestral mansion with my wife Disha." On hearing this, fear started appearing in Rukmani's eyes. "Aryan, you know this, yet you are saying such things, mother. Every year sanctified water is sprinkled in our mansion. I am sure that nothing like this will happen." After a few hours, Aryan's family was standing inside their ancestral mansion. Rukmani's maid Radha says to Rukmani in fear that "I am feeling a strange fear in this mansion." "Stop talking nonsense." Saying this, Aryan says to his wife Disha, "Come Disha, I will show you the mansion." Aryan started showing the mansion to Disha. Disha, Majolica lives inside this room. Just don't open this room. The next day Aryan went to the market for shopping and Disha was strolling in the mansion. Disha had just reached outside Majolica's room when she heard a woman's voice from inside the room. Open the door, Disha. When I was alive I had a daughter. You are the descendant of that daughter. No one else knew about my daughter except me. Don't know why Disha's feet were drawn towards Majolica's room. Disha suddenly opened the door. A strong gust of wind hit Disha's body, and suddenly a terrifying-looking woman was standing in front of Disha. Disha says to her with trembling lips, "Who are you?" The next moment that terrifying woman disappeared. Disha walked towards the room where Radha was cleaning. Radha said in shock, "Why are you staring at me like that?" Then suddenly Radha's body flew in the air. Disha said in a heavy voice. Radha says like this, "Tell me, where are you? Who are you and who are you talking about?" "I am Majolica, who has come to kill my biggest enemy Thakur Hukum Singh." Radha's scream echoed in the mansion. Hearing Radha's scream, Thakur, Virendra Pratap and Rukmani reached there and trembled badly after seeing Disha's terrifying face. This is Majolica. It seems Majolica has taken up residence in Radha's body. You are right. She has killed our maid Radha. It seems she will not leave any of us alive. We should not have listened to Aryan. Rukmani had just said this when Disha, in whose body Majolica had entered, angrily asks Rukmani, "Tell me, where is Thakur Hukum Singh?" Before Rukmani could say anything, Disha's hands, which had become terrifying, suddenly lengthened and reached Rukmani's neck. Rukmani's scream echoed in the mansion. Aryan reached there and was stunned to see the scene there. Seeing Aryan, Majolica, who was in Disha's body, got bloodshot in her eyes. "You had burnt me alive before I could succeed in my purpose. Thakur Hukum Singh, now I am in front of your eyes. I will kill your family members." Majolica had just said this when Thakur Virendra Pratap's head exploded with a bang, and the same sadhu arrived there, who had asked Virendra Pratap to get out of this mansion years ago. The sadhu screamed and looked at Aryan and said, "Don't look into her eyes, Aryan. Majolica is inside your wife, and there is hypnotism in her eyes, and that hypnotism will take your life." As soon as the sadhu said this, Aryan removed his eyes from Disha's face. "Majolica has entered your wife's body. Years ago I had warned your parents not to bring you inside this mansion, but they made a mistake by bringing you here and got punished for it. What are you saying, Sadhu Maharaj? Is this horrible woman my wife? She is no longer your wife. Rather, Majolica is inside your wife. Majolica and your wife have now become one. Maybe you don't know that your wife is a descendant of Majolica because Majolica can only enter the body of her descendant. Now she will never come out of your wife's body. And now she has got another chance to come into the world." Saying this, the sage took out the sanctified water from his bag and threw it on the body of Disha, who had become terrified, and then Disha came back to her original form. "Come to me, Aryan, Majolica has gone from my body. Sadhu Maharaj, she is my wife, don't make the mistake of going to her. Majolica is still in her body. She is deceiving you." Then the sage took out the sanctified vermilion and threw it on Disha's body. Suddenly Disha's body caught fire. The sage brought Aryan out of the mansion and closed the door of the mansion. Then a heavy voice struck Aryan's ears. "You have to come back. I will wait for you." The sage tells Aryan that your wife had died the moment Majolica entered her body. If you want your life, then never set foot in this mansion again. At midnight, King Ashoka was sleeping in his room. Suddenly his eyes opened with the loud sound of gungrus. King Ashoka wakes up startled. This is the sound of Chandramukhi's gungrus. But how can this happen? We had killed her by burning her alive today. Then a heavy voice of a woman hits King Ashoka's ears. "You killed me by burning me alive. Now I will kill you and your family by burning you alive. I will destroy your future generations." King Ashoka started looking here and there. Then black smoke started spreading in the room. Suddenly that black smoke transformed into a very scary-looking burnt woman. "You are Chandramukhi." "Yes, I am Chandramukhi, who has come to this world again to take revenge from you, and I will not go back from here until I wipe out the name and trace of your family." Suddenly King Ashok's body caught fire, and he started screaming badly. Hearing his scream, His wife Queen Rukmani and the palace's Rajguru came running, but seeing the terrible disaster standing in front, Rajguru screamed and said to Queen Rukmani, "Maharani, this is Chandramukhi who has returned. Take your son and go far away from this palace and never come here again. I will imprison Chandramukhi in this room. The day this door opens, Chandramukhi will be free and wreak havoc." Saying this, Rajguru took off the locket hanging around his neck and placed it in front of Chandramukhi. Chandramukhi again turned into black smoke. Rajguru immediately came out of King Ashok's room with Queen Rukmani and closed the door and tied her locket to the door latch. 200 years after this incident, Kaushalya Devi was watering the plants in the garden of her bungalow. Suddenly, a luxury car stopped there. Kaushalya Devi's son Aryan got down from the car with a beautiful girl and stood in front of Kaushalya Devi. "Good morning, Mom. It seems you have forgotten your sanskar after staying in London." "Aryan, we say namaste here, and who is this girl with you?" "Mom, her name is Poonam. I married Poonam in London itself. She is your daughter-in-law. Got married in London." "Hey fool, if you had brought my beautiful daughter-in-law here before marriage, I would have got you married with royal rituals. What was the need for you to do a court marriage?" Then a man got down from the car with a beautiful girl and stood next to Aryan. Aryan said to his mother smilingly, "Mom, this is my friend Rahul, and this is his wife Disha. Both of them live in America. They have come with me to visit India for a few days." Kaushalya Devi brought them all inside the bungalow. After some time, Aryan told his mother, "Poonam was very keen to see our Sangrampur mansion. Actually, Poonam is very interested in history. To tell you the truth, Rahul and Disha have come to America just to see our Sangrampur mansion. Son, you know that mansion is cursed. Strange things are famous about it. Your father always forbade me to go there. All these are old things, mother. Today's time has changed a lot. If you don't feel like going, then don't go, but I will definitely go to that mansion with my wife and my friends." "No, son, I will not let you go there alone. If your wife and your friends are so keen, then I will also go with you all." The next day, they were all standing on a road in Sangrampur. Aryan was holding a map in his hand. Then his friend Rahul. Laughing, Aryan says, "Hey friend, this is a 200-year-old map. The world has changed in 200 years. Confirm from someone where your mansion is." Disha started laughing at Rahul's words. "Rahul is right, and anyway that mansion belongs to your ancestors. After all, you were the king of that mansion." Just then, a sadhu's voice hit their ears. "Who are you all, and what are you doing here?" "We have to go to Sangrampur's mansion." The sadhu was shocked to hear about Sangrampur's mansion. "What do you all do in Sangrampur's mansion? If you want, you can say that I am a descendant of those ancestors. If you understand, then go back to the city. Sangrampur's mansion is not a mansion but a mansion of death. Even today, people in that mansion can hear the sound of Chandramukhi's gungru, and her screams do not let them sleep." "Sadhu Maharaj, do not tell us this story. Just tell us how far the mansion is from here. It seems you will not believe." "Okay, listen, go straight from the road on which you are standing, you will see the mansion." Saying this, the sadhu left from there. Aryan, Disha, and Rahul sat in the car. In a short while, they were in front of the mansion. Seeing the mansion, Poonam said in surprise, "Aryan, this mansion looks more like a palace." "Poonam, I told you that our family is from a royal family. People call it a mansion, but actually it is a palace. Let's go inside." After a while, they were all standing inside the mansion. Then Poonam's eyes went towards the room of the mansion. "Why is this locket tied outside this room?" "It is said that Chandramukhi's soul resides inside this room. This room should not be opened at any cost. I think we all should sleep now." "You are right, mother." Rahul and Disha shifted to one room. Poonam and Aryan shifted to another room of the mansion. And Kaushalya Devi also slept in a separate room. It was midnight. Suddenly Poonam heard the sound of gungru. "This is the sound of gungru. It seems as if a woman is dancing inside this mansion. But this mansion was closed for years." Poonam started walking towards the direction from where the sound of gungru was coming. In a short while, Poonam was standing in front of that room, the room whose outside lock was tied. "The sound is coming from this room, but mother has forbidden to open the door of this room. Whatever it is, I have to see who is inside." Poonam opened the door of that room, but seeing the scene in front of her, Poonam's eyes were wide open with fear. A burnt woman was dancing wearing ghungroo. Suddenly she turned into black smoke. As soon as Poonam opened her mouth to scream, that black smoke entered Poonam's mouth. In a short while Poonam's face turned terrifying and she came out at a fast speed and started dancing. Suddenly Disha, who was sleeping in the room, woke up. Where is this sound of ghungroo coming from? Disha woke her husband Rahul up and said, Rahul, look, where is the sound of ghungroo coming from? It seems there is someone outside. Rahul looked up. While caressing her, she said, go to sleep, Disha. It must be Aryan who is doing all this to scare us. No, Rahul. I am feeling something else. We should go outside and see. I am feeling scared. Okay, let's see who is outside. Rahul and Disha came out of their room, but seeing the scene in front, Disha trembled. This is Poonam. Her face has become so terrifying. She said, staring at Rahul and Disha badly, I was locked in the room for years. Today I have got a chance. Now I will wipe out the name and trace of King Ashok's family. You all will die. Suddenly Rahul and Disha's body caught fire and they both started screaming badly. Hearing their screams, Aryan and his mother Kaushalya came out of their rooms. Kaushalya Devi tremblingly said to Aryan, Aryan, she is a daughter-in-law. It seems Chandramukhi's soul has entered the daughter-in-law's body. Now she will not leave any of us alive. Then Chandramukhi's soul inside Poonam started laughing in a terrifying manner after seeing Aryan. You are the last descendant of King Ashoka. I will take my revenge by killing you. I will not spare anyone. Saying this, Poonam, who had become terrified, was about to pounce on Aryan when a heavy voice struck her ears. Stop your steps there, Chandramukhi, and leave this girl's body. Aryan and Kaushalya Devi saw that a very old sage was standing there. He was looking at Poonam, who had become terrified with angry eyes. Terrified Poonam looked at that sage and said in another woman's voice, Rajguru, you are still alive. You were the one who imprisoned me in King Ashoka's room. Now I will not spare you. Then that old sage took out the ashes of the crematorium from his bag and threw it on Poonam's body. Suddenly, terrified Poonam's mouth opened. As soon as Poonam's mouth opened, that black smoke came out. The black smoke went out and Poonam fainted. Once upon a time I was the Rajguru of this palace. I had locked Chandramukhi's soul in Maharaj Ashok's room, which your wife might have opened. But King Ashoka lived 200 years ago. We sadhus live for years with the help of yoga. Chandramukhi was a dancer in King Ashoka's court. When King Ashoka came to know that Chandramukhi is a worshipper of the devil and she sacrifices innocent people to do black magic, King Ashoka burnt Chandramukhi alive and Chandramukhi's soul returned from hell to take revenge. So did Chandramukhi's soul go away from here? It may have gone away from here this time, but it will definitely come back again. That is why you will never look back towards this mansion from now on. Saying this, Rajguru left from there. Aryan returned to his city with his wife Poonam and mother Kaushalya Devi. He still misses his friends Rahul and Disha a lot.